the balance sheet. Vertical means we're going up and down the columns to see how everything compares to, so on the income statement we're comparing it to sales, the net sales number, and on the balance sheet we're comparing it to what? To either owner's equity if we're asked for that, or, and liabilities is another section, but mainly total assets. Okay, so we're going to look at, if you're asked to do a horizontal analysis based on the rate, looking at it, comparing it to total assets, then that's the number you would use to come up with your percentages or your amount of change. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, here's our steps: vertical analysis, horizontal, ratio, which gives you some ratios of different aspects of your numbers or your amounts on your statements, such as liquidity. How liquid is this company? You'd be comparing your total assets to your total liabilities, right? To see, you want your assets to be way more, right, than your liabilities in order to be liquid. In other words, when a bank looks at your statements, they're looking for a ratio of 1 or more, because they want to be sure, right, that you can pay. So if the assets are more than the liabilities, when you have your fraction, it's going to be a 1 or more, right? 1 point something. The top number is bigger than the bottom number. Okay. So that's what they're looking for. They want to see the liquidity. So we're going to be looking at ratios too. And then some interpreting, we're going to look at comparison of ratios, budgeting, and then we're going to compare our percentages, or we can, to either our budgets to see if we've reached our goals, or to other industries to see if we're on track with them. If how do we compare to other people in our same industries? And it helps us to know the health of our business, right? How we're doing. Are we sick or not? Vertical analysis. Okay, so on your vertical analysis, kind of talked about it, right? Everything's going to be compared to sales. So all you do is you're going down, you're going to pull out your numbers, put it over the sales number, and come up with a percentage. And most of the time, when you figure your percentage, we like to round it to a 1/10 of a percent. So that means you're going to have to carry out your division to 4 places or so that you can round off to the nearest 1/10 of a percent, right? Okay? Because the first 2 places gives you your percent when you divide. Then you need 2 more places after that in order to do your rounding. Okay, is everybody following so far? So good? Okay. And so each one is a percentage of our net sales figure. Alright, so here's one, and I think this might be, it's probably not the same one in your book, or is it? Yes? Thank God I got the right one. I have 3 different sets of these, but I wanted to be sure I pulled the right one out. So here's our comparative statement for the years ending 2010, 2009, and we always put the most recent year first. You know, you'll put your recent year here, and then your last year. Okay. So we would go across, make our, there's the 2 statements. We would fill in the blanks. So you're going to have a bigger income statement. You're going to need more columns, and I do have 4 columns, and you do have them in your workbook. We can make copies if you don't have the workbook. But so you've got you're going to have to have at least 4 columns, right? Because you're going to have to put in each year to look at, and then each percentage to look at. Okay. So far, so good. Okay. All right. All right. Then we're going to look at the balance sheet. And on the balance sheet, we're going to talk about what we're looking for in a minute. But on the balance sheet then, to prepare our statement or analysis statement, then we're going to compare different things to different portions. For instance, in the assets section, right, we're going to compare our assets to total assets, right? And then in our bottom part of our balance sheet, which is our liabilities and owner's equity, we're going to compare the elements of that, like our accounts payables will be compared to that total, stockholders' equity to that total. So we use a different one for each section, depending on what we're trying to come up with. Okay. Are we good so far? You know where to get your percentages. This is all this is about, where to get the percentages. Okay. Huh? Now we know where to get them. Just be sure you bring your calculators, all right? Yeah, I've got a few extra up here if you need them. And that's going to be your formula for doing your vertical analysis, yes. Okay? And that's for the balance sheet. On the income statement, no problem, we just use sales. On the balance sheet, we use assets, total assets for the top section, and then total liabilities and stockholders' equity for the bottom section. So far, so good? Yeah? Vertical and horizontal. Okay. All right, so horizontal. I don't want to go too far. We're not going to do the trends today. We're going to, okay. Okay, horizontal analysis. And we're going to evaluate normal periods. We talked about that. Comparing each line item to determine the change in the dollar amounts, right? And we use the same method for both. So changes in the dollar method, use the same method for both to compare. And we just talked about it and we just saw it, right? And the percentage of change can be shown by using the earlier figure as the base. So we use what we started with as your base, just like in math. When you have a percentage of change or increase or decrease, whatever you started with is what your base is. So the change goes from there, up or down. Okay. All right. Okay. So sales for 2009 shows an increase of we've gone further because we're not showing the one with the increase on it. Okay, there we go. Yeah. This is where you're showing the change, right? Yes. Okay. Yes. So it's showing the difference between the two. So when we're doing I'm sorry. We went on to horizontal. I don't want to do horizontal yet. I'm sorry. Stop. I want to go back to vertical. Okay. Back to vertical because I want a little more insight into the vertical. So here we go again. Another little clip. Vertical. I don't want to go to the horizontal yet. I'm going to continue talking about the vertical if I can find that back. Yep. Vertical. Here we go. Yeah. I'm sorry, y'all. Yes, they are. They're on module in the content module. Vertical analysis.
This is part 4 in our financial statement analysis series, and here we'll be discussing a vertical analysis and how that is performed. So a vertical analysis is simply a relationship of each item on a financial statement to a base amount on that same financial statement. So for example, with the income statement, we're going to go down and each item on that statement we're going to express as a percentage of net sales. On the balance sheet, we will go down each item on the balance sheet, and each asset will be expressed as a percentage of total assets, All of these documents are available on my website at public.me.com/Brian Ruth, and that's spelled BRIANROUTH. The address is also located on my YouTube homepage. So here is a spreadsheet of the same data. And again, we're going to go down through. This is a balance sheet. So we're going to perform a vertical analysis of the balance sheet. So remember that each line item is going to be expressed as a percent of total assets and or total liabilities and stockholders' equity. Please note that these are the same number, so it's kind of interchangeable.
All he's talking about is how to do the actual computations or to do it. We're going to have two on there that we do too. We do the first one and then we do the second one. Okay, want to make sure everybody understood that. Okay.
So they tell us that total current assets are $42,000. To express that as a percent of total assets, we would take 42,000, divide that by 284,000, and we find that total current assets are 14.8% of the total assets. We would do that with property, plant, and equipment net. So just a side note, remember that when you see the word net, that means something has been taken out.
What's been taken
And
out?
when we're talking about property, plant, and equipment, that means that is net.
It says net. What does it mean it's been taken out of the property, plant, and equipment total? Accumulated depreciation. Right. Remember on our balance sheet we show the property less accumulated depreciation, and so they're saying if it says net, they've already subtracted it out. And that's just the side note. That's just seeing if you remember.
Less depreciation.
Huh? The total accumulated depreciation was already taken out of that. Anytime it says net, just like when you see, if we're looking at the income statement and we see net sales, that means what's been taken out of sales. Cost of goods sold, we're at the top with sales. What would have been taken out of sales to get net sales? Yes! The returns and allowances, right? Any returns and allowances taken out. Yay! Right? Okay. Gives you net sales, right? Okay. Just like you're looking at, if it says net delivered cost of purchases, what's been taken out of your purchases figure? Returns and any, so anything that was returned. So net means it's been reduced to what it, anything that had to be taken out has been taken out. Okay. Good. Y'all are doing good. You're remembering.
So property, plant, and equipment net is $207,000. To find out what percent that is of total assets, we would divide 207,000 by 284,000, and you will get that property, plant, and equipment net is 72.9% of total assets.
Big numbers, see, that means something.
And then other assets would be 35,000 divided by 284,000 for 12.3%.
Everybody following what
Those percentages you just calculated should add up to 100%. And because of rounding error, ours may not, but it should be pretty close.
If it doesn't, which it probably won't because of rounding, we do make the adjustment so that on our statements it does at 400%. Okay? Sometimes just because we're